Hi, Kimberly. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. I just had some concerns about my COPD and how to change and adapt my lifestyle at home and at work.
All right, so tell me a bit about your lifestyle at work life.
So right now I live at home with my husband, 3 kids, and 2 dogs. Currently work in construction, and I struggle with weight loss. But I do like to go hiking with my son, and I also tried to be active before to help with my asthma, but for short periods of time only because I would feel very tired and exhausted.
So, how do you think your lifestyle affects your work life? Does it put a strain on it?
Yeah, I do feel like it puts a little bit more on my plate, which is very stressful. My job is very demanding. My weight has always been an issue, and then being able to do things with my kids, it makes me very worrisome about my future.
Wow, it sounds like you have a lot going on with your life. But together, I know we can develop a plan to help you manage your COPD on a daily basis. So, if you're ready for the change, we can do it.
Sounds great. Any info you can give me, I would greatly appreciate.
All right. First, let's start talking about a bit of the background of the COPD and the education and the information to help kind of guide us on developing our plan together. So because you have asthma and that's kind of something that limits your airways and has inflammation in it. So it kind of makes it harder for you to breathe, and your airways are kind of decreased. Um, but looking at the doctor's notes here, you were prescribed your medication. Do you want to kind of talk to me about that?
Yeah, so right now I have Advair, and I've taken medication before. I've had Ventolin and salbutamol. So I know how to use it already. I know that I have to take deep breaths. I put the aero chamber around my nose and my mouth. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And then I squeeze the puffer. I keep breathing in and out. And then after 5 breaths, I squeeze the puffer again. And then after I'm done with the medication, I have to rinse out my mouth.
Great. I'm so happy that you know how to use your medication correctly and that how you know to seek help at your physician when you do have kind of side effects from the medication. So continuing on our planning, I'm going to kind of walk you through some breathing exercises. And these breathing exercises I want you to do on a daily basis, about 3 to 4 times. That's going to kind of help you manage your COPD and some of your symptoms within your home or at the workplace.
Before we move on, I know that the pharmacist had explained to me that we have some adverse effects with the medications, like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. He told me to contact my healthcare provider if my medication stopped working. Is there anything else that I should know of?
That's basically it. And if at any time you feel that you cannot breathe and it's real limitation is happening, don't hesitate to seek a physician and go to the hospital because you have 2 ailments that are very serious because airway is one of the first things that we kind of depend on to live. Seek help. Don't sit at home and think that they're going to set aside on their own because you have 2 serious issues that can affect your life, and you have children and pets at home that you want to be there for. So I really want you to not put this aside and take it into consideration, okay?
Okay.
All right, lovely. So we have 3 breathing exercises I'm going to demonstrate with you. So I'm going to kind of do it first, and then you can follow with me. Any questions so far?
No.
All right, so the first one is called diaphragmatic breathing. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to put one hand on the top part of your chest and the next hand on the lower part of your chest, and you're going to breathe all the way in, and on inhalation, all the way in, it's breathing in, you're going to take a deep breath, and on exhalations, you're going to breathe out 2 times longer than you inhaled. So for example, I'm breathing in, and then I'm going to exhale 2 times longer than that. So go ahead and try. And in doing this, it really opens up your airways, and you should feel the exhalation, so you're breathing out all the way in your diaphragm, okay?
Okay.
And the second breathing exercise I want to do is called pursed lip breathing. So basically, this breathing is going to keep the airways open longer, and it's going to help you relieve shortness of breath. So what's going to happen is you're going to breathe in through your nose and hold it for 2 seconds. And when you exhale, you're going to kind of purse your lips like this all together and kind of form it like you're going to whistle. So I'm going to demonstrate and you can follow. So I'm going to breathe in through the nose, and then I'm breathing out through the mouth like I'm going to whistle. So not opening your mouth all the way through. Okay, want to try that? Great. And how does that feel?
It's a little bit difficult, but I'll get it.
All right. And the last one we're going to do is called a coughing technique. So basically, when you feel that your airways kind of have something trapped inside, you're going to cough, but at the same time, you're going to hit your chest and that vibration is going to help you get anything that congestion you feel in your chest, get it out. So I'm going to cough at the same time of coughing. I'm going to hit my chest so you can feel the vibration. Okay? Is there something you think that you could adapt and put into your daily lifestyle?
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to do right now, but I'm sure it'll help my breathing in the long run if I continue to do it every day.
All right, that's great. So I'm wondering a little bit about your lifestyle. Do you smoke at all?
No, I used to decades ago, but I've stopped for some time now.
That's great, because living in a smoke-free environment is important. Also, avoiding secondhand smoke because it can trigger your symptoms. When it comes to your work environment, what exactly do you do?
So I'm a project manager, so I work at various construction sites around the city.
Okay, great. So do you feel like any of those areas can trigger any of your symptoms?
Yes, because I'm always around smoke, dust, dry air, hot weather, cold weather, depending on the project that we're working on and when it's taking place.
All right. So that's correct. That's why we have to come up with an overall health changes, not just concerning the lungs, to make sure your overall health is elevated. Having said that, you have to try and eliminate or decrease your stressors in your life so that also we can affecting your COPD, talking to you about your problems, as well as not hesitating to seek help. So one of the main things as well, you say you struggle with your diet and your weight, is also changing your eating habits to more healthy lifestyle. So for example, following the Canada Food Guide, that will help you kind of pick which food groups to choose and how much you have a day, as well as incorporating physical activities. You spoke about having walked with your son, but that's great. We also want to kind of move up a bit from it, so having like 3 times a week engaging in physical activities. And lastly, instead of having 3 to 2 big meals a day, try to have 5 smaller ones throughout the whole entire day. Okay? As long as you stick to these things we discussed and keep a great open mind, I do believe you're able to cope with your symptom of COPD. Just remember to avoid the certain things that trigger your symptoms and contact your doctor if you are experiencing any side effects. I have a pamphlet here for you with some of the key topics we discussed today and to start on your transition of your changes.
Great, thanks. This is going to be a really big help. I'll definitely read this over.
So how do you feel about support groups? Depending on your location, there are various support groups by the Lung Health Support Group of Canada, but in Ontario here, where we live, to help support those who suffer from similar and the same thing that you're going through right now. That's just one of the various community resources out there to help you. Does that seem something that you would do?
Yeah, I would definitely be interested in getting something and some help from a support group from the very beginning.
All right, that's great. So I'll give you the information to get in touch with the group support worker within your area. Do you have any last questions before we leave here today?
No, you've covered everything. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for coming.